Hi, welcome to this episode of Love and Self-Esteem with Temitakwe and Yemi. Here I talk issues relating to your self-esteem, how you can deal with those issues and everything in between. So today we are going to be talking about validations. We are still in our Building Confidence series, and we started this series since November last year, that's 2020, and now we are in 2021. So we're talking about validations today, but before I start, how are you doing? How has it been since the last time? I'm always asking this because I actually want to know how you're doing. So send me a message, yeah? I am good. Thanks for asking. Well, my school started online classes last week and it's been stressful, I tell you. It's been really overwhelming. Yeah, but I'm good. Yeah. So let's move right into it. Validations. As always, I start by defining my terms, and validation can mean a couple of things, but there is this general definition, and according to Oxford Languages, it is the recognition or affirmation that a person or their feelings are valid or worthwhile. It's like confirming that something is true and correct. So I want to know that my feelings, if I feel hurt because somebody says something to me, I want to know that I'm not just overreacting or being crazy. I want to know that those feelings are valid, my dreams are valid, my goals, my aspirations are valid, yeah. And this is a human need, and it's quite normal because we're all humans, we have emotions, and this type of validation is that type that creates room for understanding. So because I know that my friend is feeling a certain kind of way, because I know that our feelings are valid, because I know that our dreams are valid, there's room for understanding. There's a way that I treat them because I understand what it is that you're chasing, yeah. And this is important for a healthy relationship because everybody understands everybody, and we know that our feelings and our dreams are valid. So this one is quite normal, but this is not what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm not talking about relationships. This other type of validation that I'll be talking about in this episode is the approval type. Yeah, you know that one where you think everyone has to agree or approve everything that you say or put out, or where we do something and expect to always be praised for it. And if you don't get these things, it begins to affect how you see yourself, how you see your work, and your self-esteem and self-confidence by extension. Yeah, that is the type that we're going to be talking about today. That becomes an obsession. The reason why you do everything that you do, that you begin to crave it so much. And this is quite injurious to your self-confidence, yeah. You know that as humans, especially ladies, yeah, I'm saying ladies now because I can relate to this more. We know in our hearts of hearts that we look good, that our dress fits us so perfectly well. But then we go out, and because nobody's saying, "Hi, you look amazing," we begin to second guess ourselves and ask, "Am I really looking okay?" I do this quite a number of times, not a lot, but then I can relate to this. So this is not a problem. Yeah, what is a problem is when it becomes the reason why we do everything that we do. Yeah, so get me straight. It is not wrong to receive validations. If you do something that is wrong and that is great, if you do something amazing and you get noticed and praised for it, please accept the compliment with your full chest, by all means, yeah. But don't depend so much on it that you begin to permit your entire self on it. So much that everything that you do is so people can notice and praise you. It is very, very unhealthy, to be honest. Now, if you're being honest with ourselves, everybody, okay, I don't want to generalize, but most people want to get appraisal for some things. We all want to hear, "Oh, you're doing well." Yeah, most people just want to get that appraisal. But it should be the icing on the cake, not the entire cake. It should not be the entire reason why you're doing that thing. If you base your confidence on other people, okay, let me put it this way: if your confidence is dependent on people, then you give them the permission to do what they like with it, or even take it. And humans are fickle. Humans are so fickle. Today this is the trend, tomorrow another thing is the trend, tomorrow this body type is in vogue according to societal standards, of course. Then the next day another type of body type, another body type is in vogue. Things change. Humans are fickle. Societal standards are always changing. And so if you keep changing and adjusting your standards because of acceptance and validation, you will keep harming your self-esteem and your self-confidence because you can't always meet up with these standards. You can't always meet up with approval. You can't always get people to like and approve everything that you do or say. Everybody cannot like you. You're not ice cream. Okay, the people who don't like ice cream, but you get the drill. Now, this is not to say that if you're doing something that is wrong, you shouldn't change. Yeah, but constantly thinking of ways to do things that will get you noticed and accepted is a sign of insecurity, and it is harmful to you as a person. It's harmful to your entire being. Yeah, but then you can always work on it. You can start working on it from now. don't allow your self-confidence and your self-esteem be crushed by how people react to you. Sometimes it's not about you, it's about them sometimes. And this is something that you should always keep at the back of your mind if you're struggling with your self-esteem. Yeah. So you know in your heart, you know from the bottom of your heart that you're a great singer. You sing so amazingly well. Yeah, and you put out your work on social. You know that you have a target, you have a goal, you want a set of people to see your music. So you put it out on social media. But because nobody is saying, oh, you sing well, because you're not getting the likes and the comments and the shares, you begin to doubt, you begin to second guess your talent, you begin to second guess yourself, and you think, oh, maybe I'm just not good at this stuff, and then you stop posting altogether, forgetting that you have a goal. Yeah. Now there are some times when you know that, like for example, I'm a very terrible singer, very terrible. So if I put out a video of me singing on social media and nobody likes it, I know that was called for. Yeah. So this is to say that there's some things that we really cannot do. I mean, we can't do everything. Yeah. And this is where self-awareness comes in. Know what you're good at and know where you need to improve. You can learn one or two skills, but if you know that you are great at this thing, you know that this one, no, I know, I'm tempted to speak pidgin here and say I sabi am well. You know that you're good at it. You don't always have to wait for validations before you improve, before you keep doing what you're doing, before you stay consistent at it, because those validations might not come at the earlier stage. Yeah, they might come later on. Yeah. So you know that you're good. People in your inner circle tell you that you sing really well. Your friends always tell you that. I'm not talking about the friends who lie to you because they don't want to hurt you. I'm talking about the friends who tell you the truth, no matter how bitter it is. So you know that you sing. So you can't always expect people to validate that before you keep at it, because you know that you can sing. You might not get the likes, you might not get the comments, but you're good, and nothing can change that. The society, the likes, the comments, the virtual validations cannot change the fact that you're good. So you keep at it and you stay consistent. Yeah. Because let me give another example. Let's say you're walking on the road and you say hi to somebody and the person doesn't reply, and you begin to ask yourself, okay, maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I'm not approachable. Maybe I don't look good. Maybe and you begin to ask yourself questions. You begin to doubt yourself. You begin to allow it to affect your self-esteem and your self-confidence. But sometimes it's really not about you. Sometimes it's about them. Maybe they had a terrible day, or that's just how they are. Some people just don't like to respond to strangers, and maybe that's just how they are. So it doesn't always have to be about you. Well, there are times when it means that you're wrong, and that's fine, because we're humans, we make mistakes. The most important thing is to learn from it and to move on. It's okay to feel hurt or sad for a while, but don't dwell on it so much that you begin to question your worth. You're worthy irrespective of the mistake. I always emphasize it in my podcast. We all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. We make mistakes. We have flaws. Yeah. But it doesn't change the fact that you're a human being who has value and who is a worthy person. Don't let it affect you so much that you begin to doubt yourself. Yeah. Another thing about validation and approval is that when you don't get it, you begin to stay in your comfort zone because you don't want to do things that people might not accept or agree with. So you know that I'm going to use this example all through this episode. You know that you're a great singer. Yeah. I don't know why I keep using this singing. Yeah, I'm going to use this example. But you know that you're a great singer, and so because you do not want people to say the wrong things, because you're scared that people might not accept it, you stay in your comfort zone, forgetting that risk and failure is part of growth. I digress, but you get where I'm heading at here. Nobody grows in the comfort zone. You have to challenge yourself to do those things that you wouldn't normally do. This is how you build your self-confidence. This is how you grow. It's part of the learning curve. Yeah, one step at a time. You fail, you stand up, you repeat. Same thing here. Now, I'm not making it sound like it's going to be easy, please. It's really not easy. Actually, recording this podcast is actually not easy, but then it's not impossible. Yeah, things are not really always easy, but then it's not impossible. It's one step at a time. So you are not going to get the validations, and people might necessarily accept you at the initial stage, but you're not because of that going to stay in your comfort zone. If you're scared of criticisms, you have to understand that criticisms are very vital to your growth. Yeah, they're very, very vital to your growth. Some might come constructively, some might come harshly, and people are just the way they are. Some people don't know how to put their words well, but then just pick the beans from the shaft. Don't let it affect how you see yourself and how you see your work. Now, I am not advocating for you to accept demeaning comments. If you've been following me from since I started this podcast, you know that I hate demeaning comments, and I'm always saying that you should be quick to let people know how their statement make you feel. But sometimes criticism might come, constructive might come anyhow. Just pick the beans from the shaft and improve. Don't always seek validation, because they will not always come. So if you know that you have a set of people that you know that they need to listen to your music, because other people are not validating or approving or giving you likes and giving you comments, you're going to stop singing, forgetting that there are other set of people that who are your target audience. Yeah, don't because of validations kill your dream. I don't know if kill is the word, but I hope you get what I'm saying. You have to get to that point where your eyes are so fixed on what you want to do, and so validation and approvals can't get in your way. Yeah. Okay, let me talk about relationships for a bit now. Because since I'm talking about validations, I have to talk about this. I've heard people say things like how they're waiting for their other halves, quote and unquote, to complete them, and that's why they're going into relationships. I've heard people say things like, I'm 50%, I'm looking for my other 50%, or I'm half, I'm looking for my other half, so we can complete each other. And it's false. It's a very false concept, because the people who don't want to get married at all. So are you saying that they are going to be halves for the rest of their lives? I mean, think about it. It is very, very, very false, because if you wait for if you're basing your approval on relationships, whether platonic or the romantic type, people can see through it. Some people can see through it, and they might take advantage of it. And even if they do not take advantage of it, it's going to affect your self-esteem and your self-confidence. If they don't meet up to your expectations, if they don't validate you, if they don't say the things that you want to hear, because you have based your entire validation and your approval on them. You have to understand that you're a complete person, looking for another person who is complete, looking for another complete person to make things work, to make the relationship work, to grow together, improve on yourselves together. You're not waiting for another person to complete you, because it is very, very unhealthy. They might do things that you don't like, and it will begin to affect your self-esteem simply because they're not validating you. Yeah, you know that you're a beautiful person. Don't wait for somebody else to come and tell you, and when they don't tell you, you begin to think that there's something wrong with you. It is very unhealthy for you and for your self-esteem too. And if you have been doing this, whether relationships, whether at work, it takes a little time to unlearn it, yeah. But it's consciously, you have to catch yourself when you're doing it and actually stop. Post things because you want to. Post things because you love them. Pursue your goals, follow your dreams because you love them, and that's what you would rather be doing. As long as you're not hurting anybody and you're not doing anything that is wrong morally or legally in the process. But do what you're doing, do it well, keep growing, keep being consistent. The validations you seek might come later, they might not come earlier, and it might be discouraging, to be honest. I can relate, but don't let it affect you. You know that you're good at this stuff. Keep doing it, okay? I sound like a motivational speaker right now. But you get the point. And I think this is all I actually have to say about validations. Stay tuned for the next episode, and I hope this blessed you. This helped you as much as it did help me while I was writing and recording it. See you next time. Bye.